Okay guys, I'm here today with Giancarlo Bodoni. And guys, this is the second video of my new series on my YouTube channel, the coolest Jiu-Jitsu technique that I learned from. This one about the great John Danaher, probably like the best instructor at IBJJFanatics.com. And guys, first of all here, I'm gonna teach on my way. I expect that's gonna be much worse than the way that John teaches. His way to explain the techniques is much better than I do. But I'm gonna try to share here with you guys what I learned from him. That was like I learned so many stuff from him, but I'm gonna try to pick one that's also very simple that everybody can start executing like tomorrow or today. And it's always like a huge honor for me to learn from John Danaher. And let's work on this here, Bodoni. So guys, many people think that like many people when anybody thinks about John Danaher, Gordon Ryan, I think the first thing they think is like heel hooks, leg attacks, and this and that. But there's so much more than that, okay? So the detail that I'm gonna show here is about a back attack. And it was like amazing the way that he explained to me. And I think it's gonna make a lot of sense to you guys, and you guys start using like this today still. So let's imagine that you're fighting against Giancarlo, and many times when you're on the back, the way that everybody learns how to control the opponent, it's by the wrist, okay? And anytime I control my opponent by the wrist, it's very easy for him to break the grip and maybe control my hand, and now I don't have any attacks and this and that, okay? So what John taught me, that's super simple, any white belt can use it even. Instead of controlling the wrist, he controls the knuckles, okay? When I have the control of the knuckles here, try to break it, Giancarlo, he can't. I'm the one controlling. So basically when I control the wrist, Giancarlo breaks it, okay? And even controls my hand afterwards, okay? When I control the knuckles, try to break it, Giancarlo is really hard. He can even break it, but it's gonna be like 10 times harder, okay? Now from here, the next thing that I learned from John that was amazing too, is like a very simple detail for the rear neck choke. So I think guys, what everybody does when they go to the rear neck choke, they come here, right? And they have this hand completely lost here. And now Giancarlo can find my hand and break the rear neck choke, right? So instead of doing that, I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna hide my hand as deep as I can, almost like behind Giancarlo's head. Now if Giancarlo tries to find my hand over there, no way he can find it, okay? It's very well hidden, okay? Now guys, next detail here. I think everybody leaves the hand over here and try to go to the rear neck choke like this, look. And there's no way I'm gonna get there. He's gonna control my wrist, he's gonna break the other hand over the other grip over there, I'm gonna lose everything. So pay attention to details. Knuckles, hide the hand almost behind the head, he can't find it. Now this second hand here, instead of coming this direction, is gonna come, I was here, right? It's gonna come behind Giancarlo, okay? So I'm gonna go from here to here. And there is no way Giancarlo can find my hand on the way. Once he starts thinking about my both hands, he's already done. Now the last detail, John doesn't do what everybody does, just like closing the elbow. If I understood correctly, he almost pulls the right elbow back and the submission gets even tighter. And if you get this reward here, it's because that worked really well. Okay, so one more time. So pay attention, guys. Instead of controlling the wrist, as everybody does, he controls the knuckles. That's the first thing, I think. Second thing, instead of going to the rear neck choke and leaving the hand here, he hides the hand as deep as he can. Okay, really, really deep. Now, third thing, instead of coming over here, he comes from the back, from behind. And now, last thing, the third or fourth and last thing, instead of just closing the both elbows, he pulls the right elbow back and the submission gets really tight. So one more time, very quick. So knuckles, hide the hand, go behind, and now pull the elbow back. What are your thoughts, Bodoni?
Yeah, guys, I think that, you know, obviously John has so detail-oriented, amazing teacher, and the whole essence of jiu-jitsu is to find the most efficient way to do any technique. So even such a subtle detail of switching the grip from the wrist to the hand, where now your opponent doesn't have that tricep extension that he can break the grip or he can start fighting with the grip. You go from a position where you kind of have control to where you have maximum leverage, over your opponent. They don't have any leverage to break the grip. So I think that's, such a minor detail like that can make your back control so much better. I've seen people go from just adjusting this detail to not finishing people to getting higher finishes, a lot quicker. It's just much more efficient.
Yeah, and it's cool because you can see like all John's students doing exactly the way he teaches.
Same thing. Yeah, it's very systematic.
Yeah, and it's always like fascinating to me how how he knows all these like very, very, very small details. Yeah. And two, how he can teach those very small details. Because sometimes you see someone teaching those very small details, but you barely understand what the person means or how to apply that. And John gets to break down that thing like better than anybody else.
I think he does such a great job at articulating jiu-jitsu technique nobody else that I've seen
and
before.
then he has his academic background, so he can show on a different way and make you think on a different angle, and it's incredible.
One thing that I always say is that jiu-jitsu knowing jiu-jitsu and being able to apply it is one thing, but teaching it is a separate skill on its own. So being able to be a good teacher is it's a skill in and of itself.
No, I fully agree. And guys, all these details about back attacks from John, he has the Enter the System instructional course, back attacks. So Enter the System back attacks. And I think was one of the best instructions that he has ever done. And he teaches all these details about back attack, where to control, all the concepts, how to get to the back, how to submit. So it's really, really good. And also make sure to check out Giancarlo Bodoni instructional course at IBJJFanatics.com and his YouTube channel. So, Bodoni.
Thanks, Bernardo. Thank you.
Please help me out to grow my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. And to watch more videos, just click under see more videos. I hope you enjoyed.
IBJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTubeFaria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.